afternoon. It's Kevin Dunphy again, and we're here to discuss our setup, our dual saws, our Bosch full extendable GCM12SD. You think I'd remember that by now, but obviously I don't. So take a look. We've had it for about 5 years. That was before. If you see our older videos, we reviewed a couple of saws in Milwaukee, and of course the Walt, which is the standard, I think. Why we went this route, first what attracted us to it was less room on the back wall. These don't take up as much room. I was able to come out here. You can see with, I'll take this off so you can kind of see, you see they're kind of cool the way they go back. They use a lot less room. They don't have like the traditional carriage. Is it stronger when I come out than dual rail? I don't think so. Like watch right here, when I'm out here, I do have flex. Like if I go, you know, moves back and forth. How is it down here when I lock it in? It's not bad, but there is that little flex, as you could see. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So, I mean, they're all like that. You know, you're never going to get this 1/1000th of an inch. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. What we did do different, we got our stands pretty high here. I went 44 inches, which is, I started here about 41. I end up 44, which is bar height, which is 42, 2 inches higher. What I do love about this height is I can see everything. You know, I have no obstructions. I'm not like, if you looked at it, the other videos, you look at some of them, they have stands this low, which is 30 inches here. You end up looking, you got the saw blocking you up here. When we do our lines or anything, or we're trying to set up, I have fantastic view. The other thing I can't stress about, like I've never seen anybody cut their fingers or do anything. I'm just speaking a moment of safety. Get rid of your get rid of rings, watches, anything around your neck, jewelry. Just get rid of it. It can distract you. You know, you're looking up there and you got a fistful of rings or things like that. Get rid of it. So, as I said before, with this extra height, I can come straight down and see exactly what the cuts are. Now, what I love about this saw, or our dual setup, is setting up 42, 45s at the same time. So I can come along here, do our cut. I'm going to lock it here. Come down. Then I want the other side. Now I have my cuts. And this is what we love. You could say, well, you could do it and fling it around. Yeah, but when you're doing a lot of cuts, that's a freaking pain in the ass, going like this and going like this. I don't think this is like a luxury. You might say, well, okay, not too many guys are going to be able to afford the Bosch now. They've gone up on price. I don't know what happened 4 years from now to all the saws. They've all doubled in price. I haven't figured out why. They haven't come up with anything innovative to say, oh, wow, I'll go trade it in. Maybe it's a little more rigid, a little more solid. No. I haven't figured out why. I know that the workers are still getting paid the same amount of money. So, you know, materials haven't gone up. Shipping has actually gone down in with containers. So that's really another story why. At the time, I was able to get these, even locally, they used to have a Rona, and even on Amazon, they were $350. So it wasn't too bad. It was like $700, $800 setup to have two saws. Now I see these saws are like $800 just for one. And you might say, well, I don't want to spend that much or be that serious with it. The only thing I could say is a Roby saw would cut probably the same as this. I'm not going to lie. But if you do dual saws, make sure they're exact same. The reason for that is a lot of times, like see when it starts, this has less kick than the DeWalt, what I found. DeWalt, your arm always moves that little bit to adjust when it goes. It's hard. That's one thing about the Bosch that I do like. Your arm gets used to it. So if you had two different saws here, I think one would go the other. I think it would royally screw you up. I don't think you'd be able to get the fence totally lined up. Doing our setup or our stand, you could put cabinets here or drawers. I opted not to. I just put a big catch-all for the wood cuts. I do have over there lots of cabinet space, so we're not hard up for cabinet space in our shop. So what else did I do here? Yes, we have anti-skid surface right here. And what's nice about that, like you saw in our other video, we hit the Milwaukee with the rolling stand, so my piece stays firm. I'm not worried about the thing sliding or going back. The other thing, what we did, we went with the Craig fence. I bought 2 kits. I do love it. Like, it's pretty accurate, within about a 1/16 of an inch on one side to the other. It was hard to get it totally exact. Sometimes you change your blades or things like that, but they are pretty good. We do love it because what you'll see in a lot of our videos, what really cabinet making is having the exact cuts on both sides. Not like being, a little off with a pencil line and trying to cut it. So with my stops here, I can go here all day and just cut. What I like about these ones, there's no wobble whatsoever. Very solid, very, very, very good. The only bitch is what I will say about them, the Craig. I am going to start a little thing. I'm going to call it the tool of shame. What I mean by that, tool or product, that they know that there's a problem and they don't fix it. And this is one right here, the drop down. I love the drop down, but you can see here how it moves, that little 1/8 of an inch. And I got it cranked in here in the tray, and I can't, no matter what I do, it won't move. It'll always move. Where the other one on the back is a totally different setup. I don't know, like they got like interlocking, and it can go in here and it locks in, and there's no movement whatsoever. So why is that? I don't know. But I'm not happy with that. You spend $30 extra for this, and it's just like a little screw that goes in the T-square here. But no matter how hard you do it, or whatever, it has that play of an eighth of an inch, which is really annoying as hell. So the boys at Craig, really should, maybe get their act together, because it wasn't cheap. It was about, I think at the time this was $200, but now the same setup is $400. See a pattern here? Last few years, tools have gone up a lot. And I hadn't figured out why one of these is $200, where a couple of years ago you get double, half the price. So that we love. The main reason for the double saw, if you saw our other review, we were starting out. We just had like a little stand here. We were flipping all these cuts. Is we do a lot of cuts, and they have to be precise. I can't stress how much. But with any wood, there's always going to be a little bit of movement, vibration. Sometimes one piece of wood might cut a little different than another, depending on the grain. Now we do a lot of cuts. We make a lot of these doors. As you can see here, our cuts have to be precise. You see there, like I just cut the 45, and you can see that beautiful reveal. I'm within, like we're talking like a 64 here. So overall, I am happy with the Bosch. Like I said, there's, why did I pick it? It was simply the price. If I was to do it today, I might be tempted to do the roll beam and do it for $700. I could set up another station down here, but for this station, the way we came around, we can handle 12-foot boards, 14-foot boards, and in total safety. I didn't wear my ear protection today. I apologize for that. I always have them here. Like what I picked up with our hearing protection, and what we love about it is the work headphones from 3M. They connect to our phone, and you can listen to music and everything else, and you get in that zone all day. And these headphones, I can't recommend them enough. I'm not getting any sponsorships. Our videos are too new, but we will pass along something that really works with that. Other than that, that's about our review. The only thing, like I said, I'm siding with, or whatever, what they haven't done, because I know I've gone to the stores and I've checked it out, you still have that little plate on these. I don't know how to get rid of it. There's like the Festool is a $1,500 saw. I have never tried it. I've tried their cutter and everything else. I'm not a fan of their machine, only because I don't like the little bit that goes there, but that's another story. So I think that, I don't know if the Festool is overpriced, or are they superior to these, and I would get better cuts, and I could put 2 of these down here, but then I'm looking at $3,000, where I was able to do it at that time for $800, and just, spend the time in the shop to make our stand. But I can't emphasize enough in the shop, even DIYs or whatever. This looks like, you might show it to your lips and it says, oh God, you got busy. But once you get the double saws, you won't want to go back. It's that versatile. Some of the times, like when we're cutting, we got 4 inches or a degree here, let's say, and then we could play with our degree here. Other than that, you've seen a lot of the videos of this flipping. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get used to it, because everybody's different. You gotta go this way. Then there's the knob on the other side to come to the other way for bevel. We don't do that much bevel. We're always 45. The only thing that their lack or their problem with it is 5-inch boards when you come here. Like here, you can go all day long, 5 inches, no problem. We can cut here. When we come on the other side, you're 5 inches. When you turn here, it hits the arbor. There's a motor there. And that's one of the weaknesses, like we discussed in our other review. And for whatever reason, DeWalt has that figured out, but everybody else is kind of like this, asleep at the switch. That 5 inches is huge, because most of our baseboard is 5 inches. I try to get there 5 inches or 4 3/4. It's a lot nicer. That's our only headache. The other thing with this is we didn't go high enough for crown molding. Like usually what I'm doing in the shop, not too often we do crown molding, it's always on site. So it hasn't really been an issue. But I would make this higher, and the only thing I would have to do here, when I go higher, would be to have to put a little block or something on the bottom there so I don't lose out on the stand. If somebody's, you're in your shop and you do a lot of crown molding, because of this, I kind of like screwed ourselves because of it. Or I could make a little jig here, but I don't think that's going to happen here. The only other thing I would do, and I haven't done it, and I looked at it, was getting pneumatic hold downs, getting a foot pedal here, and then keeping the wood down. I think you can get a lot better cuts, especially with stuff like this. But usually when you cut these and you really start making doors or intricate patterns, you get in that zone, and I don't know if that would just slow me down, putting down pneumatic. The other thing what we'll do is we'll get a better vacuum system. We've been using the bags and just letting it shoot here, and I don't think that's very good. All our other heavy duty equipment or tools are all hooked up with a central vacuum system. But those central vacuum systems don't work with these one inch when the 1/4-inch hose, you know, they pull up. You gotta use like a regular vacuum, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know how many vacuums I've gone through throughout the years. I'm gonna try and spring for something a little more expensive and try to get all our tools hooked up here. And that'll be another video for another day. Thank you for your time. Good evening.